Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is ChaosMole and today we have the Live by You trailer. If you want to see my live reaction when they showcased it on the whole announcement stream, you can do so on youtube.com/molereact if you want to see the whole thing. But what we will do here in this video is we will go through all the things they showcased, all the things they have mentioned, and we are doing this live. So if you are sometimes wondering, who the hell am I talking to? I'm talking to my community. But I can already tell you, if you have missed the announcement, Live by You just murdered The Sims on air. It wasn't pretty. Like, I've been playing The Sims for decades, with thousands and thousands of hours in total. And what they just showcased in Live by You is basically a revolution of the whole live Sims genre. And people have been begging for a lot of those features for decades. They have been asking to put something similar in The Sims. And the only thing we got was more expansions with the same thing over and over again in The Sims. So that's pretty crazy. The game is coming out on September 12th. You can already pre-order it for $40 on the Epic Game Store. If you are like, ew, Epic, calm down. It's already on Steam. You cannot pre-order it there, but you can get it when early access is happening. So when early access is coming and you don't want to pre-order, let's be honest here, never do that, you can just get it on Steam. So before you are going into panic mode, relax. So with that said, let's go through those things frame by frame. So the first thing I'm definitely realizing is what is happening here with the loading and all that of the graphics. Now keep in mind the game is going into early access in September. There's probably still a lot of optimization that has to be done. And I would say this is definitely one of my biggest concerns I have. You would probably need a pretty good machine to run this game, because they've also announced no loading screens. There's no loading at any given point. Well, besides of the first time you're loading into the game, but that's a DAR moment, right? Everybody gets that. So they say this is an open world. They haven't really talked about it too much, but I kind of assume that there will be also a world editor where you can create your own worlds, and when people can create their own worlds, and you can just download them and play those worlds. But this looks already really pretty. I like the housing. I like the houses. Very modern, right? Like if you like to check out some of the modern houses, this looks really cool. I wonder if this is even a house. This could be, I don't think this is a house. This is like a shop or something. Because, yes, there will be work. And you can actually go to work. It's not just a thing where your sim is disappearing. Your lifer? I think they didn't give them an official name. Where your character is basically disappearing for a few hours and then reappears again. Right? That's not happening. We have some cars driving in the background. So this is the live simulation. Putting the laundry away. There's a lot of stuff going on here on the screen, which I love to see. There's also some dirt, so there has to be some cleaning be done now and then, which is great. We have seen this in The Sims, right, where you sometimes have to clean the toilet or the shower or something like that. There is finally laundry. I know people will point out that laundry does exist in The Sims 4, and I'm aware of that, but I think you needed an expansion for that, if I remember that correctly. And we also see like the first, what you need, right? Rest, food, toilet, fun, drink. So that's interesting, right? That is interesting. Drink. So normally when you're playing The Sims, you just have food, hunger. But now you need also something to drink now and then, which I think is a pretty nice addition. The social interaction is here, and then hygiene, which is also very interesting. I know hygiene exists in The Sims, but I'm curious like how they all combine this at some point. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Doing some gardening work. I wonder what that does. You cannot see this right now because my stupid camera is in the way, but it says in the top left corner that you have to plant 4 seeds. So I assume you're doing some gardening work, and I don't want to alarm you, chat, but there are 2 very dangerous individuals in the screenshot. Yes. 1 and 2. This woman is already dead. She will get murdered by the gardening dwarfs. As it is Sims tradition. Oh no, there is actually another one. 3. Oh my gosh, so many of them. All the gardening dwarfs. The horror. Right, this looks pretty nice. Then we have some cooking. And you know what I just realized? Having a still shot. Look at that. There's a plate here. Why is there a plate there on the ground? I know The Sims has been doing this, right? That you just put plate on the ground, but there are enough places where you could put something. Pets? Pets? Also, this is old. There are already flies going around. I wonder if this is like a sign of a pet, that you can actually have pets in the game, or if somebody really just put down the plate and was like, nah, I would take care of it later, as they have been doing in The Sims. But yeah, this is very much like standard Sims style, right? There we have some good old love going around, proposing there. This is explore freely, so we can explore around. This is what really got me. This was the moment where I was going like, no. So there is apparently lots of transportation in the game, like tons of them. Cars, skateboards, bikes, like open transport systems. You can just walk around. And yes, they made it very clear that you can take complete control on it with WASD or your controller or whatever. It's not a click thing. It's not an automated thing, which is just transporting you from A to B. You have control over it. And that's pretty big. I am interested to know what you can do with the cars. Like, is there like an invisible wall that you cannot hit other lifers? I still don't know what they're calling it. Like, I'm actually kind of curious about that. Real conversations. So this was also something they made very clear and will be one of the big features of Live by You. They will have real conversations. So no baby speak like in The Sims. And you can actually create your own conversations. You can write them, and then people can have their conversation tree where they have multiple choices to do, where the NPCs are reacting with their own choices, which is absolutely insane. You don't have to do that if you're not interested in that, but modders could basically write a whole story where all the different characters have then their choice tree, and they can make all their own conscious decisions with the AI. And so even if you would play through the same story multiple times, you would probably have other outcomes because the AI did choose different answers, right? And so this is a big deal. I know that The Sims always said that they don't really want to have like real conversations because they know people and they're afraid of it, what could happen with this. And, you know, like, I get it. But then again, you allow mods. EA. You allow mods in The Sims. And believe me, the mods I have seen over the years, not having real conversations in your game is your least problem. Like, I'm sorry. If you want to have it not safe for work, you can have it not safe for work. But yeah, it's one of the things how they basically get like a lower age rating, right? That they don't have like real conversations, and it's all gibberish. And I will say it is one of the things which always, I dealt with it, I lived with it, but I was never a fan of, because it was sometimes in the way. You sometimes didn't know why two Sims were hating each other. And you were like, wait a second, what did they talk about? Where did they disagree? Because the little bubbles they had over their heads were not always that helpful. And sometimes they even showed the wrong thing, but different topic. I was like, yeah, let me have real conversations here and let me know what this person thinks, or why he hates me, why he wants to have a conversation with me, right? Like, yes, please do that. Go shopping. Man, this is one of the things I really missed from The Sims 3. The ability, or even The Sims 2, I think, had a to-go shopping. Right? Like nowadays, you just have all the clothes. You can just choose from all the clothes. Like, you make your money in The Sims, and I sometimes don't really feel like I can use my money besides of building my home. The moment you have everything in your home, the question of why do you still need money? It's not really something which occurs to you anymore. And that you can now go shopping, that you can use your money for that. And you can also, as they have already said, create your own clothes and whatnot. That's a pretty big deal. Advance through jobs and careers. That's cool. I know The Sims had this for many, many years, but this time, as I said before, you were actually going to your job. It's not just a thing where you disappear, and I know what people will mention is, but Mo, remember the first expansion in The Sims 4, right? Going to work, huh? Yeah, great. We had what? 4 jobs? Now we have, after 10 years, we have 6 jobs, I think, where you can go to. And the rest of the jobs you still cannot go to, and you're just leaving the house for 8 hours and then you magically appear in front of the house again if you are not taking one of the jobs which you can go to. Like, go back to work was like an over-promised expansion which never really delivered, in my opinion. Like, especially because they added some really cool jobs. Like, let's say you could go down the road of becoming a thief and all that. And you could never do it. Your character just disappeared. It was so unfortunate. You know? Like, I'm glad that we now can just go to work. Have jobs interactions. Right? Like, I'm very curious to see how that works. And, well, have a breakdown and a meltdown. So this is where they showcase you that you can just control everyone at any given time. You can just do that. You can click on somebody and go, okay, I will play you for a while. Most people will probably not do that, but it's a nice thing to have. Oh yeah, here is the direct control. So you can directly click on something, or you can directly assume control of a person and move around with WASD. Right. In The Sims, you nowadays you still basically need interactions. If you want to do something in The Sims 4, you want to go somewhere, you have to say, go here. That you have to use 2 clicks to do something is insane to me still. Or you have to have an interaction. And you don't need that here anymore, which is great. This. Oh my god. Stop. Sims is already dead, man. You don't have to like mutilate them now. Stop it. This is one of the features which has been highly requested for The Sims 4. That this wasn't in The Sims 4, where you can just go through the color palette and just do your own colorization distinctively on every single item. You couldn't do that in The Sims 4. It was just... I know there are rumors that this is now in Project Rene, but I believe it when I see it. And what I mean is when I see it in front of me, not what they are promising. Like, look, after The Sims 4, I want to see that game in my own hands and in action before I'm getting excited. Sorry, The Sims 4 destroyed like a lot of my beliefs in that genre or in that IP. So, but yeah, this is just amazing. Oh, wait a second. I know that they so they kind of talked about this. You can basically customize everything in the world. You don't like the building where it is right now? Oh, no problem. Move it on the other side of the street or move it on a mountain, right? You can freely move around stuff. There is no grid which is telling you where you can put buildings. You just put a building somewhere. Well, probably besides of the water, but you know what I mean. But you can customize what it means, everything. You can put like humans, you can move them around, right? You can see like the information right here, how much money they have, and so on and so forth. And then you can create your own human and save them and put them into your world whenever you so desire. Like if you're like, oh man, I need a new crazy axe murderer, well then just create a crazy axe murderer very quickly. So, and now they are going through the things they would do. Like you can like have your own household. Personality, they haven't really talked about that too much, right? So they haven't really talked about this. So you can choose the gender, the age, life stage, adult, attracted to, women, man, non-binary, body shape, personality, family secret. Oh my, that's saucy. You cannot see that because my stupid cam is in the way again. Damn it. City upbringing, wordsmith, cheerful, ambitious, cultured. Not with that sunglasses and with that car, but cool. Tiny, goofy, flirtatious, genius. Hey, it sounds like me. No? Oh, wait. No? Okay. That's his house. You can see it on the map. You can see their car. And you can completely adding them, which is pretty cool. Oh, this is age 19. Wow. You can... This is also one of the crazy things, right? You can really see that this person, even though is an adult, is still 19. Right? That is still very interesting. Oh, she had a happy childhood. You can see that she has... My bad. They have like the traits of the parents, right? He is 26, adult, turbulent childhood. Oh my. Oh my. Technological background. Genius, gloomy, cultured. Yeah, they have some traits. And yeah, they look like a young adult. Like, that's the thing you only have in Sims, right? You have only those stages. And that's it. Like, the moment they're becoming an adult, they all look like 30. They all look like 30. I was like, yeah, I'm a teenager, 15 years old, and now I'm 30. What? What? I love that they have an eco scooter. And yeah, you can see it's they, them. So that's pretty neat. Oh, wait. What's her? No, go back. Thank you. Jennifer Beaumont. This is a different household, right? Oh, she is lavish dramatic. Yeah, that checks out. By the way, fair note here for everyone who might say, wow, graphically, this doesn't look too great. This is a very bad bitrate on YouTube. Blame YouTube for this. Like, seriously, blame YouTube for this. Let's wait. I think this looks pretty good. What do we have here? Oh yeah, here are all the things you can choose from. And it is a lot. It is a lot. Look at all the different jackets, man. I mean, The Sims now has a pretty big wardrobe. Even though I have to admit that some of the wardrobe in The Sims is like... And you have to buy a lot of packs. You really want to have like all the wardrobes, you better buy all the packs which are out there. Now this was another... Oh my god, stop. The Sims is already dead. Stop it. The lot creator. Like, you can just drag and drop stuff and move things around. Again, those are small quality of life improvements. And I know that people will say, Mo, are you not a little bit too nitpicky here? No, I don't think so. Because here's the problem. When The Sims 4 came out, it wasn't really a step up to The Sims 3. Actually, it was a step back when it came out. So they needed 10 years to finally get to the point where people say, you know what? The Sims 4 is a good game. I mean, shit, I have over 800 hours in the game, right? But it took that many expansions and that many years and patches to get The Sims to the point where people at least agree that it is now good, but it is not an improvement. Holy moly, folks. We had an expansion last week for The Sims 4 where we literally got an old bug bag from The Sims 3 with the toddlers, that you have those large legs on the toddlers. That is literally an old bug from The Sims 3, and we got it again in The Sims 4. I can't even begin to explain how much that annoys me. I know it's a small thing, but it's like, for a game which had 10 years of patches, 10 years of a lot of DLCs and expansion packs, I would have expected a little bit more. And yes, maybe Project Rene will give us exactly that. But I have to fear, and this is a personal fear, there is no evidence for that right now. This is just a fear I have, that Project Rene is focusing too much on online features, and they want to bring like this online MMO feeling into the game and a lot of live service stuff. I mean, it's still EA we are talking about. Will there be tons of expansion for this game? It's Paradox. Of course it will. Have you ever played a Paradox game? I have. Lots of them, actually. They will. Yeah, there will be a lot. But if you have a base game which is really good and is pushing it forward, I'm okay with that. Like, don't give me expansions to fix your game. Give me expansion to actually add new stuff. And The Sims 4 has used a lot of the expansion to fix their shit. Sorry. But that's the case. Oh god, look how easy you can just do this. Oh yeah, you can also just put in a house from the library. I know this is something of course you can do in The Sims, but what you cannot do, and what they clearly showcase here, is that you can just put houses wherever you want. I am really interested to see, can you create a whole city with hundreds of houses? I'm a little bit concerned on like, how is the performance on this? You know? And they are like all the creators: item creator, shop creator, object creator, mod creator, career creator. You can create everything. You can create everything. Skill creator. Yes, you can apparently change the skills which are in the game, and you can add new skills because of that. Like gardening. You don't like that? You want to work with, what is it, like woodworking? Yeah, no problem. You can do that. You totally can. Which is crazy. Let me see. They were showcasing a little bit more in the presentation. They have been shown. So let's have a look at that. The bitrate is unfortunately not great. Sorry, folks. It's 1080p. And as we all know, YouTube doesn't like 1080p anymore. But they are showcasing right here, and my hair is killing me, let me tell you. Yeah, they show some more stuff. This is like a saloon for hairstyling, which you can own, and you can be the boss of it. I know that they have something like this in The Sims, right, where you can own your own business. But it is, again, cool idea. I really, really like the business idea in The Sims 4. It was actually one of the features I have been kind of using religiously. I think the whole have your own business thing was a great addition to The Sims 4, but they never expanded on it. I think they added another 1 or 2 businesses later on. But we have now what? 4? 5 businesses you can own? Which is not really great, all things considered. Right? Oh look, there's a present waiting. Yeah, this is where they're explaining that there has no loading screens, right? And you can just jump to the people wherever they are. But I have one tiny question here. One question in particular. What the heck is this? What? Who parked that car like this? Who is the madman who did this? I hope they find you. And I hope they tow you. Like, holy moly. And no, this car is not driving. It's standing there the whole time. It's like, who did this? Well, she just exited the car, it seems. So apparently she was the culprit. So there we are on the beach. This is where they're switching between the characters. Like as I said, you can just switch between them at any given moment. I wanted to take a look. This is where they're talking about the vehicles, right? And the vehicles have like different things. But I'm more curious about where they showcased, this like moving houses around. But what I'm curious about is this. Yeah, this is where they are talking about like the whole, let's have a real conversation, right? And this is also one of the complaints I have about The Sims for quite some time, is this: nowadays your social interactions with a character is literally befriend, romance, and be a dick to them. Those are the three interactions you have. Right, you can see it right here. They're going with a similar idea, and that's what The Sims does. The thing with The Sims is that is exactly what they are limited on. Whereas in this game, you can just create your own talkative points, right? They will showcase this right here. Yeah. Like you can literally create your own speech, your own casual conversation, your own business conversation. You can change them in a bulk. You can see what they would do to the character. Like there is so much you can do, which is just mind-numbing at that point. It's fantastic. Right. And I really love that idea. They also, this one. You can take every prop in the game, not only change its look, but you can also change what it does. The cost, how rare it is, what the name is, and what it does exactly. Right? And then you can literally just say that the bush is becoming the toilet. Right? You can literally change the interaction with an object. And that is so big. Like, I know people will think about this and think, okay, why would I want to change how, like, my fridge is working or something? No. You don't understand. Especially for modders, in The Sims, they are always bound to the objects which are already in the game. If you want to add a new object, if you want to create your own objects, there have been tons of mods where they kind of had to reuse objects which were already in the game, and they were bound basically to that. Well, they sometimes had to replace some objects, right? They could change the graphics, but they could never change what that object does. And that was really unfortunate, because it limited your sim and what you could do in the end with the object. Because it would break the game. Let's face it. It would break the game. Right? And apparently you can do the same thing with the skills in the game, which, if that is the case, is pretty insane. But I think this was all the gameplay they showcased, if I remember that correctly. Yeah, I think this was all the gameplay they showcased, which was a lot. Like, as I said before, it's crazy, man. Like, this game, if they manage to deliver on early access and deliver on all the things, we finally have some real competition in this genre. Yep. And I'm really hyped for that as a sim player. Like, you might think after you have listened to me now for quite a while on this video, man, he hates The Sims. No. No. But the longer you play a game, the more you're becoming aware of the issues a game has, because you're digging deeper and deeper and deeper into the game. And I think one of the big reasons why we didn't really have like a boost in new ideas when it comes to The Sims is because there was no competition. So even if I would play Live by You, which I don't believe, but even if I'm playing it and I will hate the game, I will go, well, thanks, we have competition. Thanks, we have competition now. Because, again, from what we have heard, from what we have seen on Project Rene, they have the wows, and so far I wasn't really wowed so far yet. But with that said, folks, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video if you enjoyed my commentary, and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of Live by You here on the channel, which I definitely plan to cover in the future, because funny enough, I've never done that with The Sims, but I could see myself doing it right here. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.